That's absolutely right. Yeah. If you don't do it every day, you're not going to get any good at it. That was what my dad used to say. Probably everybody's dad. Oh, I wasn't a fan of this camera angle when I accidentally set up the camera this way. And now as I look at it, I'm like, this is the camera angle. This is the way I should be doing the show. I shouldn't be doing sitting direct like this. I should be a Kenbo-ish. Hey, how are you? It's me and my coffee and cameras and a computer. That should be the show. Coffee, cameras, and a computer. It's the 3 C's. I had a great birthday yesterday. Liz and I had fun. Even though we just had to stay home, it was fun. She gave me the presents in the morning over coffee, and so I already had my things. I knew what I had. What did I do? The sneakers I showed you last time, maybe you saw them. Really cool Adidas sneakers, cool Adidas pants. I'm wearing them again today because what the hell? And these nice. She got me a cologne, which I sprayed the correct amount on today. I was like, all right, let me just try this again. How do I use this? It was like, all right, that's good enough. As long as it's smelt and not smelling, I guess is how I'd put it. If it's smelt but not smelling, smelt but not stinking, whatever. It's like you pass by a rose bush, you go, oh, you want to stop and smell the roses, but you don't want to like be eating pizza later on and you smell those roses because you'd be like, why the fuck didn't I think about putting roses on pizza before? This is delicious. I didn't really plan anything again because that old way of doing things seems kind of silly. But there was a couple of things. Oh, I was if you've been watching The Boys on Amazon Prime, for anyone who hasn't, it's basically a superhero story, but it's really like it's a story about the social media and the importance of popularity and shit, because you have actual fucking superheroes with crazy powers worried about what people think about them. And I think what ends up happening in this, what if you've seen the show, and if not, spoilers, I think what one of the most powerful ones of them is realizing at the end of the last show is that like, oh, they can just it doesn't matter that no one else matters. I am the most powerful. And I think that's a little scary because what do you think? What do you think somebody who's invincible is gonna do? We grow up with the idea of Superman who likes us and loves humanity because that's how he learned his personality traits from. But like, if you're a fan of comic books at all, or at least got at the gist of those shitty Justice League movies, was that Batman doesn't trust Superman to be cool. He just doesn't. So he plans to kill him, not in the I'm going to murder him for no reason, but if he needs to, he's going to take him out. So in The Boys, Batman is separated into like a group of boys, a group of young like mercenary types and not mercenary types who sort of fell together to sort of figure out how to kick the asses of superheroes, as they call them, because every once in a while they get out of line, they commit crime, sexual predators in there. There's petty thieves. There's all sorts of things, mass murderers amongst all of them. So anyway, the show's pretty crazy, and I can't wait for the next season of it. And if you've watched it, I'm sure maybe you feel the same. I think I might have explained this in my first video, but I'm super happy that shout out to Canon. If it can focus on Canon, can you focus on your own logo? No? Okay, never mind. The Rebel T6i camera I got myself a year or 2 years ago. And I hardly ever got to use it because I have a really good memory card in there, sure, but like all it's really I could do with it was to take it to record myself have sets. It's not really cool to record other people's sets unless they've asked you to. And take photos, which feels weird to walk around taking photos. Plus, I didn't want to use the flash. A lot of photos came out like shit because I don't know how to, I didn't know how to set the lens. I didn't know how to do this. Like this video looks well lit enough because I knew how to set the lens now. How stupid is that? I just didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't fucking know. So now I'm glad I didn't sell off this camera. And now I don't resent owning it since Canon went and dropped that patch or firmware or whatever so that I could use it to stream with because it's such a good high quality camera. I'm so happy that I have it now. I was so resentful of it. So resentful of it. I was like, I can't believe I got this. I'm not even good at a good hobbyist photographer. What the hell's wrong with me? But now it's useful and I'm very, very grateful for it. It's weird to be grateful for an inanimate object, but it's almost like when you move out and your parents give you some piece of kitchen equipment and you're like, what the fuck is this? When am I ever gonna need this? When am I ever gonna need this stupid thing? And then you're 39 and you constantly need a ginger grater. And like you're like, oh, thanks, mom. like oh, the puncture style can openers when you're like I don't own anything that needs this ever, but you get gifted that shit a lot, like and suddenly you going camping and you're like, oh, this can open a can of beans real easy. Anyway, I'm rambling, man. I'm a rambling man. The drama continues with the presidency, and I don't even understand which direction to go. Like, it seems like the president tweets all these things about fraud, and then every single media source is like, I know the president just said this, but reality is really this. They're counting every vote, just it's boring and it takes time. But so far, every vote we count is leaning more in Biden's favor and less in his. So he's kind of freaking out, even though he's freaking out. It's kind of all it is. He's freaking out and he's not being rational. And instead of being super awesome, how do I put it? If he could become like, if anything, the guy is like, all right, we lost. Let's make things super easy for the next group and ask them to work with us on the day to day now because we're in a pandemic and we need to get this transitioning going immediately so that when they take over, it's not the first 100 days of a presidency. It's the smooth transition of power from one style of governing to this other style of governing. Let's just be American about it. God damn it. This is one style of governing to another style of governing as democracy has dictated. Let it happen. It's democracy. It's just democracy. You can get it back 4 years from now if you want. It's just democracy. I don't understand. I don't understand their issue with it. Is it the fact that Democrats fought every election since they lose? Maybe, but it wasn't, the scenario isn't the same. It's not the same. If the president had acted differently the last 4 years, and if he was the guy we thought we were going to, I think if he was the guy that we thought, maybe the actual job of the presidency would mature him in some fashion, mature a 70-year-old. If it could mature him somehow, like, nah, no way. I know I'm talking like a Trump supporter. Never was, never voted for him. Just I'm a supporter of the office of the presidency, and the belief in our federal government has the ability to do great things in this planet. So sorry, I just have a great love for our country, and I think the executive branch needs to be run with a lot of maturity. I don't even have it. I don't have it. None of you have it. Enough of the politics, right? You're probably angry at me. Oh, I had a funny thought this morning, and it's probably not PG, meaning it's probably not cool to just talk about. Oh no, here it is. Because everyone was posting those pictures of that giant alligator walking around in Naples, Florida. Like, yeah, and maybe it's been done before. It's just like we still have dinosaurs. We still have dinosaurs. We still have alligators and crocodiles. They exist. And it's not like on some isolated places. These things exist where we exist. Like, these aren't monitor lizards on the Galapagos. It's Naples, Florida, and your lunch. Wow. These things are huge. That thing looked like it was 2,000 pounds just walking around a golf course just waiting for something to snack on. Probably doesn't even need to eat. The thing is, alligators and crocodiles and those things, that you barely ever find them emaciated. They're usually like rather well fed, and if they're hungry, they'll eat you if they feel like they're being fed too. A lot of times they just kind of like, these things get used to birds just fucking being around them, and if all right, I'll eat that. So when it's your little dog, it's not malicious. He's just thinking, oh, another creature came. It's not like dog delicious. It's another thing to eat. Nom, 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 nom. That's what an alligator's doing when he eats your dog. You don't see alligators or crocodiles like real actively hunting out in those areas, do you? Like, of course they're going to kill things in the normal manner in which they do, but we're not seeing them in that cool, desperate way that you'll see like crocodiles in the Nile do, or like in what's the place in Australia where they're super like isolated in these bayou type places where they're just sort of like, all right, fucking a crocodile and I haven't eaten. I'm a crocodile and I haven't eaten in 6 weeks, and they're a little different. You know, they're the ones that are gonna like they'll run up on you if they saw you. I think I'm thinking about like the city crocodiles, the city alligators. They're so used to so much abundance. That's why they're just like, I'm cool with walking on this dude's golf course, because like my whole life has been free seagulls, flamencos, and little fucking fluffy dogs, which has got to be a huge bummer if you're the crocodile or alligator, because like you see this big poofy thing, you're like, and you think lick for water, and then you're like, I'm gonna eat this mother, clamp it down, do your whole little thing, burning a bunch of your calories while you do it, and you take it down to the bottom there, and then after you've done that and you took it down, it's all wet, and you open your mouth and it's like that's it. Like the crocodile and the alligator must be like, what is that? What is that? It's nothing. That's nothing. Imagine their disappointment when they eat like your little Pomeranian or something. That's like, there's no meat on it. It's like 40 calories. This guy needs a Big Mac. He needs to get a buffalo, and he's snacking on these things. What's cool about, like, have you ever seen now baby alligators are useful? Like, because the baby alligators are eating bugs and shit. So baby alligators are swimming around the little pond, like making sure the mosquitoes don't get out of hand. Think of that? Isn't that weird? We get angry that they're out there But you forget, like, yeah, they're there so that you're not overrun with rabbits. They're there so that you're not over. Well, rabbits aren't even supposed to be there, right? They're native, so whatever it is that they do is important to that part of the place. They got the snake problem there, right? When people brought like pythons and whatnot that weren't native to they're Amazonian snakes. And I don't know what I'm looking down. I'm looking down at my own monitor, pretending I'm talking to myself. I should be talking to you because you're you and I'm me. It's a weird coffee callback. Coffee callback. That'll be the name of my cafe. The coffee callback. That's what I'll name it. I'm wearing the Davis Express Lube shirt from Davis, California here. These are the guys that I've had do my cars for the last 20 years almost, I think. And these guys are in Davis. Look them up. They like to give you t-shirts sometimes, or sometimes they'll give you a free car wash. They own a car wash nearby. I like them. They do a good job. I still drive out there, even though I live here in Sacramento. I still drive down there to get the oil change. So shout out to them. If this video ever went viral, I hope you guys got that. And, thank you, friend Johnny Casino. Yeah. Well, we've talked about a couple of things. Yesterday was a shorter show, kind of a weirder show, and I apologize. I just didn't feel like, even though it was my birthday and I should have been in more of a jovial spirit. I didn't feel too interested in being on screen yesterday. I kind of wanted to just like lose myself in video games and whatnot. You know what I keep remembering is that I don't have the new Xbox, which it didn't come out today anyway. I don't have it, but I really want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But it's like I'm not sure. They say like on the screen. I'll investigate it further. All I got to do is type it into Gmail, Google, whatever, and ask, can I play it on my Xbox One from the download, or is it not going to be worth it? Do I need to get it on the new Xbox so that it's all 4K synced and so everything looks good? What would be the point of playing the game if it's it looks different? Because here's the thing, that game's $110 or $19, $119, and that's I'm not sure I'm ready to start spending that kind of dough on a single game, and I can't remember if I ever had to. Some part of me remembers Nintendo cartridges being $99 from the NES days, but I kind of also remember them just being $55 or $35 up to a point. So those are the things I wish I could remember. There was a cool time. Cool time. It was actually bad time in my family. My dad was laid off from one of his jobs. Like his whole company got laid off. It was strange in the 90s, when early 90s, when there was a bit of economic problems that went around in the early 90s that were kind of like the crest of the 80s had happened, where everyone was making shit tons of money for some reason, and then all of a sudden it was like the economy is like, oh, we're not going to be so good. Clinton, somewhere along the lines there, balanced the budget. Things got better, whatever. But there was a lot of companies that were downsizing or just closing up shop. My dad got laid off, and one of the things he did during his time laid off is get a part-time job working at Toys R Us. Can you imagine that, being a little kid, not really understanding what your dad did for a living in reality, but then suddenly they just, oh yeah, I work in the warehouse of Toys R Us, Johnny. Like, oh my God. Oh yeah, Christmas is Christmas. I want to get everything. No, it's not how it works. Just because they work at the fucking store doesn't mean they get you all the presents. They worked. My dad had a job way more advanced than that, getting paid a lot more money than working in a warehouse. And then I'm expecting to get a better lifestyle out of him working there. That was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Like just because my dad lost his financial job in finance or whatever it was. He gets a job at working in a warehouse. I think it's gonna be good for me. I'm like, yay! I'm gonna get toys. All the all the Ghostbusters action figures I want. All of them. Oh shit. I love those Ghostbusters action figures. Those Ghostbusters action figures are fun. They were pretty detailed to me, in my point of view, more detail oriented than G.I. Joe. I never got into G.I. Joe in the way that I got into the Ghostbusters. It's just something. The Ghostbusters are tactile. They weren't just a cartoon; they were a movie. It's somehow the lore would mix and mingle, and you would be like, "Yeah, I believe this." So then, when you get the toys that looked like kind of in between the worlds of which side of it are they representing? Are they representing the cartoon or the movie? You didn't care. You were just like, "This is fucking amazing," and you had that green slime that you could literally throw on all the characters, right? Because they get slimed. But the green slime didn't fuck up your toy. It wasn't like going outside and putting your toy in the sandbox. You never get that toy to be normal again. It wasn't like taking it into a chlorinated pool and all the bolts start rusting. It was fucking green slime, which is pretty much, you guys still play with slime and kinetic sand and that sort of shit. It was that stuff just marketed for the thing, and they probably made it out of like, I don't know, starch and like diluted alcohol water and shit like that. That's probably what that stuff's made out of. But it kind of didn't fuck up your toy, and you could take it off afterwards. If you fuck up and leave your shit out though, that stuff would dry up and you'd get this weird sort of like spidery crust, which was also kind of cool if you left it on like the if you were cool and like bugged your mom enough and had enough traumatizing dental surgery like I did as a child, you could get the fucking house, the firehouse, the Ghostbusters firehouse. I don't even remember if I had it or not, or if I loved it so much that I imagined owning it. That's how cool you would be if you had that fucking thing. I might not have never have owned it. I might have imagined owning it so hard that I think I did. You ever do? Has anyone else done that? Has anyone else imagined something so hard that you just gave yourself the memory that it had come to pass? Like it's that self-realization thing, but it went wrong. Like I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. And then you go like, I remember when I was a millionaire. Like, well, what? I've done that too. Just saying. It's fun to pretend. Oh, so my plants here, right? Beautiful plants, right? This one was given to me by a friend. And yeah, you can't see this. Can't see it. That's fine. It's okay. You don't have to see it. It's fine. The other one was given to me by a friend. One of them I bought in the store, and they're both very healthy. Like this one here is also the one that's like behind me over here, hanging on the wall. So like spread out. She's got like 6 different or 3 different 6-foot limbs. It's pretty gnarly. The other one is growing really long and curly. I didn't have that one in soil for years. For about 4 years or 3 years, 3 or 4 years, I had it in a tequila bottle, just filled, and I would just like replace the water every once in a while. to give it some fresh water, maybe put a little nutrient of something in there. That was it. So it was like, okay, I'll grow, but yeah, I'm getting pretty pale. And it was very pale. It was rather like opaque green. And then I was like, okay, let me put you in some dirt now that I have an apartment. So I put it in some dirt, and it grew better. It grew green, and I'm very happy. I got a lot of other plants going on here. This is my little plant corner. This is my little chill corner. This is where I go to sit when I need to just think about things or meditate or just like try to hang out. Try and hang out with myself. I got a record player and I got this little podcast studio thing I set up for now. I wanted to put a green screen behind me, but I also kind of don't want to bother messing with all that. I don't understand the technology. I'm still working on this. I thought I was going to be able to use an OBS today and have picture in picture and stuff like that, but I still don't know how to do it. I couldn't figure it out. So sorry.